Thank you for joining Claire and I for this movement, meditation and sound session. I think it's been a really long year for many of us, and potentially we find ourselves with depleted reserves and at the sort of bottom of our energy levels. And I think it's really, really important that we do take time out to just create a little bit of space in our minds for ourselves, because there is so much going on, even with our worlds being made a little bit smaller by being in lockdown. We find ourselves having so much more on our plates all the time, and possibly so much less time for ourselves. So that is the theme of the session today. We are creating space. I have my feet underneath my sits bones, toes facing straight forward, pelvis in neutral, hip bones and pubic bone on one level plane. Nice and tall through my spine, just taking a moment to feel where my head is in relation to my tailbone. And in my perfect world, I'd like to align the back of my head with the back of my tail and with my heels. And I'm just going to bring one hand to my chest and one hand to my lower belly. And I'm going to breathe, and I'd like to feel movement under both hands as I inhale. And I exhale from the bottom hand through to the top hand. I'm noticing how much of that breath is pushing up into my chest and shoulders. And I'm trying to encourage a little bit more of the breath down past the diaphragm as I am breathing. Allowing the diaphragm, which is a big disc-like muscle around the base of the ribs, to contract and gently release, lengthening like any other muscle in my body. Same as my pelvic floor. Those two are almost twins as the diaphragm sucks the air in, goes down into the belly, pressing gently against the pelvic floor, and the pelvic floor gently pushes the air up, softening the diaphragm, softening the throat. And again, breathing in, down, into the lower belly, creating space. And breathing out as the air trampolines or springboards up past the diaphragm, relaxing the throat. Bring those arms down. We're going to take those arms out to the side. Just breathing in, widening the rib cage, letting the shoulders stay down. And breathing out as we let the ribs soften and the arms float back down. And I'd like you to feel that you're still breathing out from that lower tummy, just gently feeling it connecting, breathing in. Relax the neck and shoulders, feel length without stress, and exhale, bringing those arms wide and back down, softening the rib cage. I'm going to start to nod my head like I'm falling asleep on the train, just curling into the 7 cervical vertebrae and then peeling it back up again, and just noticing where my head is in line with my tail. As I do so, I'm trying not to tense my throat or my neck muscles, but just gently let them contract and lengthen, nice and juicily like any other muscles. One more time. Tucking the chin in and just feeling the length in the back of the neck. I'm going to let the head hang there like I was asleep on the train, and just shake the head no from side to side. Breathing, and then bringing it back up, head on top of that tail. You have these 2 big, strong neck muscles in a V shape on your neck. That's your sternocleidomastoid. Just to the side of it is your scalenes. I'm going to take my fingers just above my collarbone and breathe in as I drag the scalenes up and around to the back to C, 2, 3, and 4, and then breathe out and relax. These scalenes are breathing accessory muscles. As you inhale, they lift the top few ribs and bring it back down while the diaphragm draws the bottom ribs down, creating this opening. And as you breathe out, it all gently relaxes. We'll do that one more time, just breathing in And then bringing your hands to behind your head, lace your fingers. And I'd like 50-50, 50% from the head, 50% from the hands. Find that connection. And I feel like my hands are gently going to draw my head up at the back, lengthening the back of the neck, almost a slight double chin. And backing off. And we'll do it again. Just your roaring up. And soften those ribs, backing off. We'll do that one more time. Drawing up and backing off. We'll go over to the side, just a nice little stretch, elbow to the ceiling, and then bring back up into the center. And then going the other way, elbow up into the ceiling, relax the neck and shoulders, and we're creating space in our pleural sacs, in the lovely chest area where your heart and lungs are. As these ribs are opening, they're yawning apart. And we have our internal intercostals just kind of stretching open. On the inside, they do a portion of our breathing. Hold it there for me, and we're just going to bring the elbow across, relax the neck and shoulder, look down, and then rotate and glance up past your elbow. And again, rotating down, relax the neck and shoulder, relax the throat angle, rotating up. Come back into the center. I'm going to do just a little roll down. Let the hands just rest on the back of the head as you nod the chin in. And we're going to soften the knees and roll just as far as your lowest rib. Feel that you're bending through the upper back. Nice deep breath in. Push into the feet and roll it back up vertebra by vertebra. I tend to use my pubic bone as a landmark. When my eyes are in line with my pubic bone, that's about as far as I want to roll. Dropping the chin into the chest, softening the throat, scooping up into the lower tummy, and just seeing that lovely shape. Resting my eyes on my pubic bone and breathing out as I roll back up, anchor into those feet, pushing the head back against the hands. And I'm ready to go the other direction, over to the side. Now I'm going to hold that position and just let the elbow come across, look to the floor, and then rotate the elbow back, look up at the ceiling, and rotate the elbow looking to the floor, scooping in the waist and looking up at the ceiling. Bringing that back up into the center. This time I'm going to roll all the way back down, tucking that chin in, scooping in those abdominals, softening the knees as I roll down. Feel the shaping of your back. Feel the abdominal wall gently pressing up against the spine, helping to support the spine's bend. The head is just hanging. There's a connection between the hands and the head, elbows wide. And as you breathe, aim to breathe down into your bottom. I'm going to pause 5 times on my way up. I'm going to breathe out, push into those heels and roll up to the first pit stop, just about 5 centimeters up. Take a nice deep breath into the back, elbows wide. It's like there's a big cape over you that you're breathing into, and roll up another 5 centimeters or so, taking a nice deep breath into the back, making space in the back. And pushing into those feet, coming up a few more centimeters. This is definitely going to be felt more through the ribs. And as you breathe in, opening up that back, exhale, scoop it up about another 5 centimeters. This is getting more to the top of my neck. Upper trapezius, and roll the rest of the way back up, vertebra by vertebra. Now, through none of that should you have been putting any pressure on the neck. Just the hands gently hang in, and I'm going to slice the hands up and slice them back down behind my head, softening the ribs, elbows to the side, and again slicing up. Sweep those arms wide around the outside, bringing them down, and I'm going to go into my little roll down, tucking the chin into the chest, tucking those ribs in, scooping the abdominals, and rounding the back. Folding over as you soften those knees, sinking into your feet. Let the head just hang. Breathing into your back. Breathing all the air out, keeping your tummy engaged. We're going to bend those knees and find a little bit more smooth movement in the back of the hips. And as we straighten up through the back of the legs as much as you can in this moment, stay in the middle of those feet. And again, bending the knees, let it gently tug the bum towards the heels, scoop in the tummy. And then extending up through the back of the legs, just stay in the middle of the feet, head hanging down, relax those shoulders. One more time, don't judge. The best version of what you can do. Maybe you have your hands on a table, maybe you're doing this a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger. It's working to your body's needs. We're going to walk those hands forward, place the hands onto the floor in all fours position. Nice long flat back, spread those fingers. I'm gripping the floor with my fingertips and the heels of my hands, and I'm just going to gently press outward with my hands like I was ripping the mat in half as I breathe out and hug with those ribs. Rocking gently back and forward. I'm just going to let my hips widen to the back, not letting my bottom tuck under. Breathing. Into a nice little circle around those wrists. And allowing the hips to gently circle around the knees, keeping the back nice and flat. And feeling the weight transfer through the hands and through the knees. I'm going around the other way. I can feel it through my hips and my shoulders too as I'm moving my body weight around. And I'm just holding the sense of my lower tummy, my center of gravity all the time. Coming back into the center. Just take a nice deep breath into the ribs, letting everything expand. And as you breathe out, angry cat curl, tuck the tailbone under, scoop into the lower tummy and let it articulate you up into your round back. Now I'm going to just let the neck dangle, relax the throat, give a little shake, make sure it's loose. And now the tiniest rock ever, backward and forwards, holding your angry cat curl without clenching your bum. And as you notice your body weight go forward over your hands, you'll feel a little more stretch on the shoulders. And as you walk back towards your heels, you get a little bit more depth in your abdominals, allowing you to bend the lower back maybe a little bit more, just simply because the brain feels that part of you is more stable. So the more I think of my tummy muscles, the more it will help me to move. I'm going to rock all the way back to my heels, keeping my shape. And then articulate out, stick out your tail. You can stay sitting back towards your heels and ripple through your spine, bringing your chest up, looking past your hands, and then press against those shins as you bring yourself forward. One more time, angry cat curl from the tailbone. Curling it up and under, try not to clench the bottom or the shoulders. And keep the space between your neck and your shoulders, rocking back towards those heels. We articulate out, widening your bum as you ripple through the lower back, ripple through the rib rings, open the chest, eyes forward, and then push against those shins and come back to the front. I tuck my toes under. I'm going to push my knees off the ground and just stretch those legs. We're going to bend the right knee, push the left heel down, and swap, and swap, and swap. One more time. Stretching both, pushing the heels back towards the floor. We're going to rock forward, bring it into a little plank. By all means, please feel free to modify by just lowering the toes down onto the ground, holding the ribs together. Don't let the hips fall. And we're just going to take a nice big inhale, pressing outward with those hands. Big exhale. And then if you hadn't had your knees on the ground, we'll lower the one, we'll lower the other, and we extend the right arm, left leg. Reach out, feel your center of gravity, feel how stable you are, and bend it back down. Other side, you're on top of yourself. And lowering back down. And again, and reaching it out. And lowering back down. Feel the confidence with which you can move. The extension is your friend. One more time on each side. Without tension, I want to feel like I'm reaching without tension, holding that lower tummy tight. And last time, reaching it out. Lovely wide shoulders. Bring it back down. I'm going to just rock back into my pose of a child and take a deep breath into my back. You might wonder why I only sort of worked on the hands and the knees today, but I think it's really important that most of us are sitting down so much at the moment. It's really important that we get the extensor chain, the back of the body to work, rolling it back up to switch itself on. And now we're going to just get our blankets and we will switch over to Claire.
Okay, if you'd like to try and take some deep breaths as you just settle into your mats. Have your blanket around you and snuggle up so that you're nice and warm and comfortable. And we're just going to take a few moments just to bring the body more relaxed, get yourselves comfortable. So I want you to relax your shoulders. And we're just going to have some breathing, some nice deep breathing as we're working up through our body, just making sure that everything is nice and chilled. This allows you to get the most out of the session and to give your whole body and mind a break. As you take a deep breath through your nose, if you can, I want you to imagine breathing in light and healing and just all things positive. And when you breathe out through your mouth, let everything go that you don't need anymore. So any negativity or blockages, stress, let it go. For this time, you don't need to worry about anything. It's just being here now and giving yourself that nice bit of break that you deserve. So relax your shoulders and your jaw down through your back. And we're going to start by taking a nice deep breath and putting it all the way down to your root chakra, which is from your hips down to your knees, your toes, your ankles. Let's take some nice deep breaths here for a moment. You can imagine yourself in a nice place, a place that's special for you, be it your garden, a beach, maybe by a stream. Think about what you can hear. Can you hear some birds, some children playing, maybe a breeze through the leaves of a tree? Next, as we move up to our sacral chakra, just the lower abdomen, just take some nice deep breaths here. Again, focus on that lovely bright light coming deep within, releasing anything that you don't need. If you feel any tension in these areas, just let it go. Keep your breath nice and slow as you focus on breathing in so much positivity and light. Just releasing things that you don't need. As we move up to the solar plexus, to the centre of it, just below your ribs. Can you feel any tension here? If so, just let it go. Let's observe you while we're doing this. you're in your special place? What can you smell in the air? Hopefully it's nice, fresh air. Is it warm? Next, we're going to move up to our heart chakra, which is between your chest. Again, just taking some nice deep breaths, focusing it all going all the way down to your chest, taking away anything that's no longer needed. Inhaling in through your nose, releasing all your breath through your mouth. Next, as we move up to your throat chakra, release your neck. Make sure your neck is nice and loose. It doesn't need to be tense. Don't need any tension here now. Again, with your breath, just focus it to your throat. Make sure your jaw is relaxed. As you move up to your third eye chakra, which is between your eyebrows. Are you squinting? Can you relax all your facial muscles and your muscles around your eyes? Just let them go. Maybe raise your eyebrows a little. And then just relax them. Again, just focusing the breath nice and slowly. We move to the crown. As we move to the crown chakra, just try and just calm everything down. Any thoughts that come in, just let them go again. Just concentrate on your breath and the sounds you're going to hear to take you into a nice relaxed state. just shrug your shoulders a little. Move your neck from side to side. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And just have a lovely stretch. Slowly bring yourself back into the room before you get up and carry on with the rest of your day or evening. Well, I hope you've enjoyed Lynne's movement and a meditation and sound bath, all of which I think works really well together. So thank you for joining us, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.